What's happening, everybody? I'm Todd Tanner. This is Wrestling News Now. RK Bro seems to have come to an end for now with the injury of Randy Orton. Tonight, I'm profiling and talking about the other half of RK Bro, Matt Riddle, known by the name of Riddle. Let's get right down to this story on tonight. Matthew Frederick Riddle was born on the 14th of January in 1986, and he is an American professional wrestler and former mixed martial artist. He is currently signed to World Wrestling Entertainment, or WWE, where he performs on the Raw brand under the ring name Riddle, shortened from his former ring name, Matt Riddle. So who is he? Where did he come from? While being a professional IMMA fighter from 2008 to 2014, Riddle made a name for himself by appearing on Spike TV's The Ultimate Fighter, and went on to hold a 4-fight winning streak in the Ultimate Fighting Championship, or the UFC, before being fired upon testing positive for smoking marijuana in February 2013. He also fought for Titan FC and compiled a career record of 8-3-12. That's 8-3-12. In 2014, Riddle began training at the Monster Factory for a career in professional wrestling and made his actual debut in February 2015. Readers of the Wrestling Observer newsletter recognized him as the Rookie of the Year and Most Improved Wrestler of the Year in 2016. Between 2015 and 2018, he worked on the independent circuit, wrestling for promotions such as Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, World Wrestling Network, Evolve, and others. He is a former Evolve champion, WWN champion, PGW World Tag Team champion with Jeff Cobb, and two-time Progressive Atlas champion. Since 2018, Riddle has been signed to WWE, in which he portrays a stereotypical carefree barefoot surfer, Valley Boy gimmick. During an era in which exaggerated gimmicks are rare, Riddle was originally assigned to the NXT brand, where he was a one-time NXT Tag Team champion with Pete Dunne as the Bruiserweights, having become champions after winning the 2020 Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic tournament. He was later promoted to the main roster beginning on May 30th of 2020. There he won the United States Championship in February 2021, and the Raw Tag Team Championship both in August 2021 and March 2022. In December 2021, Riddle briefly made appearances on the NXT brand as the Shaman, MSK. Wow. Matthew Frederick Riddle, as I said, he was born on the 14th of January of 1986 in Allentown, Pennsylvania. He later moved to Saratoga Springs, New York, where he attended Saratoga Springs High School and was a state wrestling champion in 2004. During his high school career, he pinned future UFC champion John Jones. He later attended East Stroudsburg University, where he was a member of its team for 2 years and won many championships. After his head coach was fired, Riddle lost his wrestling scholarship and began transition into MMA. So as he transitioned into the MMA as the Ultimate Fighter, Riddle is 1-0 in amateur MMA. During his career, he worked as a roofer and trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. In the evenings, Riddle credits BJ Penn's book, Mixed Martial Arts, the Book of Knowledge, in helping him learn during his early years in MMA. Riddle then fought Dan Simler, an understudy of Matt Sierra, to get into the Ultimate Fighter, or the TUF house. Riddle knocked out Simmer in the opening seconds of the second round and struck him 3 times in the jaw after losing consciousness, breaking Simmer's jaw in 2 places. Riddle was picked 2nd overall for Team Rampage. During his involvement on show, Riddle was given the nickname Chipper, after Rampage noticed him always smiling. Riddle's second match against Tim Crudeur defeated Riddle in the second round, causing him to be knocked out of the tournament. After the fight, Crudeur bought Riddle an Xbox 360 with his earnings. Pardon me for a moment. At the Ultimate Fighter 7 finale, which was held on June 21st, 2008, Riddle made his UFC and professional debut, defeating fellow Ultimate Fighter castmate Dante Rivera via unanimous decision 29-28, 30-27, 30-27. During the Ultimate Fighter 7, Riddle was shown multiple times arguing with the older and more experienced Rivera. Dante, on more than one occasion, stated that he would retire if Riddle defeated him. Riddle was then scheduled to fight Ryan Thomas at UFC 91, but a knee injury forced Riddle out of the fight and got pinned. The knee injury's recovery was scheduled to take about 6 to 8 weeks. After his recovery, Riddle fought and defeated Steve Bruno in a unanimous decision 29-28, 29-28, 29-28 at UFC Fight Night, Lausanne versus Stevens. In his third bout, Riddle defeated another one of his former Ultimate Fighter 7 classmates, Dan Kramer, via a unanimous decision to undercard of UFC 101. He next faced the Ultimate Fighter 9 alumni Nick Asapasak on November 14, 2009 at UFC 105. The fight was held in Asapasak's home country of England. Riddle lost the fight by TKO in the third round. After his loss to Asapaka, Riddle faced newcomer Greg Soto on March 27, 2010 at UFC 11. After a dominant first 2 rounds for Riddle, Soto landed an illegal up kick to Riddle's head in the third round, which rendered him unable to continue, giving Riddle the victory by disqualification. Riddle faced DeMarquez Johnson on August 1st, 2010 at UFC on Versus 2. The fight was a catchweight bout after Johnson weighed in at 172 pounds and Riddle were going to win the fight via TKO due to punches near the end of the second round. Riddle was expected to face T.J. Wildberger on December 11, 2010 at UFC 124. However, Wildberger was forced from the card with an injury and replaced by newcomer Sean Pearson. Pearson defeated Riddle via unanimous decision 30-27, 30-27, 30-27. And the bout was dubbed by President Dana White as the real fight of the night. Riddle was expected to face Ultimate Fighter castmate Matt Brown on March 31st, 2011 at UFC. Live, Sanchez versus Kapman, replacing an injured Mark Scullion. However, Riddle was also injured, resulting in the Brown fight being removed from the card altogether. Riddle was expected to face TJ Grant on June 26, 2011 at UFC on Versus 4. However, Riddle was forced from the bout with an injury and replaced by Charlie Brenneman. Riddle faced undefeated welterweight prospect Lance Benost, who made his Octagon debut on September 17, 2011 at UFC Fight Night Shield versus Ellenberger. He lost the fight via unanimous decision, a bout that had earned Fight of the Night honors. Riddle was expected to fight Luis Ramos on December 30th, 2011 at UFC 141. However, the fight was called off as Riddle became ill and had to only pull out moments before the fight took place. Riddle was expected to face Jorge Lopez on February 4th, 2012 at UFC 143, replacing an injured Amar Sadola. However, Lopez was also forced out of the bout and replaced by newcomer Henry Martinez. Riddle won the fight via a split decision. The bout between Riddle and Ramos was rescheduled for June 22nd, 2012 at UFC FX. However, Riddle was forced from the bout with another injury and was replaced by Matt Brown. Riddle stepped in for Sayar Bahakazada on short notice to fight Chris Clements at UFC 149. Riddle won the championship after catching Clements in a standing arm triangle choke, forcing him to submit at 2 minutes and 2 seconds in the third round. Riddle won a $65,000 submission of the night bonus. This also marked the first submission win of his professional career. On October 20th, 2012, it was announced that Riddle had failed his post-fight drug test, testing positive for marijuana. What is this with this marijuana? Now marijuana is becoming so legal in states around the country, and you know, people are just doing marijuana for recreational purposes. I know I'm deviating from the script, but I'm quite sure some fighters have more than marijuana in their systems, and they weren't forced from the bouts as well. So because he failed his drug test positive for marijuana, Riddle was subsequently fined and suspended for 90 days, retroactive to July 21st, 2012. His win over Clements was changed to a no contest. So there's a lot about Riddle we just didn't know. Riddle was originally expected to face Bisham Yosef on November 17th, 2012 at UFC 154, replacing an injured Stephen Thompson. However, Yosef was forced out with an injury and replaced by John McGuire. Riddle defeated McGuire via unanimous decision. Riddle faced Chi Mills on February 16, 2013 at UFC on Feud TV. Barado versus McDonald. Riddle defeated Mills via split decision. On February 26, 2013, Riddle revealed that he had tested positive for marijuana. This was his second failed drug test within a year. Come on, Riddle, get it together. And Riddle was subsequently released from the promotion. He had finished his UFC career ranked third in UFC history for takedown defense, 89.3%, and eighth for the total of strikes that had been landed, 1,350, and without positive marijuana tests would have held an octagon record of 10-3 with a streak of 5 consecutive victories. In the next video, I'll talk about Matt Riddle and his Bellator MMA career. For Wrestling News Now, I'm Todd Tanner.